2 docs, a few commercials, a lot of commercials. My favorite one. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do 2.
Okay.
2 different categories. So,
That's fair.
my favorite documentary that we've done is Built to Last, the housing documentary.
Okay.
Was I'm shooting a little bit less nowadays, just because of my role with the company and like where I'm going, and you got Ryan who freaking kills it, so got to give him ample time to flex those cinematography muscles. But so I was the DP for Built to Last, and I'm just so insanely happy with the visuals. I'm truly, like, the interviews, even like the worst interview, quote unquote, in the doc isn't even that bad. Like, it's like really, really beautiful interviews that I'm super proud of. And then the tier down, I'm still super proud of. And then that tier 3, I'm like, hey, given the circumstances, maybe we only had like 30 minutes to like quickly do something. But just overall, like the B-roll we were able to get, the drone, being able to travel the state was super cool. Like, it brought us through Tallahassee, and was able to go back to my alma mater, and down in Naples, Fort Myers. We were up in the Panhandle. Had some Tampa days. Like, I just love like the travel component, because it wasn't like crazy traveling. It's not like we went around the nation and I was gone for weeks on end. Like, It was light travel, beautiful imagery, good messaging, documentary wise. Like, that's my favorite project of the year. And then commercial project would probably be Eversana, the medical one that we just recently did. Just full freaking crew. We just hired a badass crew, like, seriously. From the moment we just had like that pre-pro meeting in the driveway, like, explaining, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, we're all going to be on our best behavior but have a grand old time. And I feel like we checked every freaking box. We were in like the most, like, just detailed, nuanced. Everybody put their head down, got the job done. There was just laughter and just good vibes the entire day. Even like the 2 super small issues we had got resolved in like mere minutes with no complications. And then we put the house back together. It was like a freaking awesome jigsaw puzzle, like disassembling that living room to nothing, to building our home office set, to then disassembling and putting it back. It was just crazy cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you, someone was like, can you imagine these Airbnb owners if they know we just tore the house apart and then put it back together? Like, somebody said, it's like the opposite of throwing a house, same thing as throwing a house party. We tore the house up, but we put it back together.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Half the couch was in the Florida room. The other half was in a bedroom.
It didn't even look like the same house.
Yeah.
On camera.
On camera, not at all.
Yeah.
But it was just cool, like, coming in. We literally left an hour early. It was a well-oiled machine, and went on the commercial side. That one's the one I'm most proud of this year. So that's my favorite documentary. That's my favorite commercial job, for 2 very different reasons, and that's why I can't choose one, just because they're vastly different. Mm-hmm. They're so different. Like, both are production. That's like the only thing that they have in common. And then one's a documentary, one's a commercial, one's travel, long form, one's local, short form. Like,
yeah, that's true.
So, what about you? What you got?
We've got 3 minutes, but my favorite thing. This is so random. My favorite production that I wasn't on was the Fair and Fairer production we just did.
Oh, okay.
That we were doing social media videos for, because I was editing a few of them. But my favorite moment was we were talking about like, how do we make this Spanish? And I'm like, you're kind of talking. I'm like, yeah, I know what to do. Click, 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 click. I was like, hola, mi nombre, Farron, Farron. And then you were like, what? How's that possible? I'm like, yeah, it's just this new AI thing on CapCut. Isn't that crazy? And then I was like, wow, we are in the future right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that was a highlight for me. Something I went home and talked to my wife about. I'm like, isn't that crazy that I can just do that? She's like, yeah, it's kind of nuts when you think about it. And I would like the Built to Last doc. Let's just put a Spanish one out.